Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Erusa Igumbo. It's good to have you again on another edition of Energy and You, a weekly highlight of events and developments within the energy sector. We focus on the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC Limited. This week, NNPC Limited's subsidiary company Netco restates commitments to hard work and efficiency to enhance shareholder value. Plus, more enlightenment on the benefits of using compressed natural gas to power vehicles. Nigerians applaud government's initiative. Details of these and other interesting stories in a moment. Stay with us. We start off with top stories making the rounds in the global energy space this week. Oil prices went up at the start of the week as global supply tightens, with lower exports from Saudi Arabia and Russia, offsetting nagging concerns about global demand growth amid high interest rates. Brent crude climbed 61 cents to $85.41 a barrel. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude was at $81.88 a barrel, up 63 cents. The September WTI contract expires Tuesday, and the more active October contract gained 56 cents to $81.22 a barrel. Both front-month benchmark prices snapped going for the seventh week after the US dollar strengthened on the possibility that interest rates could remain higher for longer. Anticipations are that a tight oil balance for the remainder of the year will be witnessed, which suggests that prices still have some room to run higher, according to Warren Patterson, a commodities researcher in Singapore. On the supply side, OPEC Plus crude exports is set to fall a second month in August, according to Stefano Grasso, a senior portfolio manager at 8 Vant Edge in Singapore, citing preliminary data from ship tracking firm Kepler. Meanwhile, China, the world's top crude importer, is drawing on record inventories amassed earlier this year as refiners scale back purchases after supply cuts by the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries OPEC and allies, including Russia and Saudi, which drove high global prices above $80 a barrel. NNPC Engineering and Technical Company Limited Netco has announced a total profit after tax of 5.53 billion naira. The subsidiary and engineering company of NNPC Limited at its 33rd annual general meeting also announced a 20% increase in its asset base. The virtual meeting, organized to review the company's performance for the year 2022, also provided an opportunity for the company to continuously seek ways of creating value for all stakeholders.
In an opening remark, the chairman of the company, Engineer Adeyemi Adetunji, highlighted the company's performance for the year 2022 and added that it was characterized by uncertainties and volatility in the energy market due to lingering geopolitical tension and its attendant impacts.
Netco remains committed, dedicated to restoring profitability and enhancing shareholder value, and the company will continue to diligently work towards that goal by focusing more on 1. Improving its debt collection efficiency for optimal cash flow and for use to run the business. 2. Generating more revenue to cover its expenses by engaging technical and project financing partnership. Also, the company intends to build its customer base and relationship with key partners to increase visibility and collaboration with other EPCM companies.
Netco posted a total profit after tax of 5.53 billion naira in 2022, representing an 178% increase from 1.99 billion naira in 2021. The company also recorded a total revenue of 13.87 billion naira in 2022. Netco grew its asset base by 20% to 54.89 billion naira, while shareholder equity rose by 52% to 14.99 billion naira in 2022. The acting managing director of Netco, Mr. Umar Gobe Aminu, while speaking at the AGM, revealed that the company will continue to contribute to the development of in-country engineering and technical capacity in collaboration with indigenous and international engineering, procurement and construction companies in the execution of projects.
As a company, we remain a responsible and reliable corporate entity, carrying on our businesses according to all applicable laws, regulations, and standards, with no liabilities whatsoever capable of exposing the shareholder to any legal risk.
With the reports presented at the AGM, Netco is poised to restore profitability and increase shareholders' value as the company is committed to quality, safety, and sustainability of its business operations.
Time now for an update on the war on crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism. We'll bring you a review of the events that shaped the last 1 week. Take a look.
Across the Niger Delta, the war on crude oil theft is on, and the industry-wide security collaboration continues to record remarkable progress. Between the 12th and 18th of August 2023, a total of 116 incidents were recorded in Akukutoru River State, Ohaji Egbema in Imo State, and Dibi Abiteye in Delta State. 20 illegal connections to crude oil pipelines were discovered. Some buried underground, as seen here in Akukutoru in River State, while others were uncovered in Dibi Abiteye in Delta State. The illegal pipelines are being disconnected and repaired to avoid oil spills. For other oil thieves, their approach is to steal directly from source and supply into nearby oil pits like this one in Ohaji Egbema in Imo State. There is no sophistication to the method, leaving the environment destroyed. In Asaba Ase and Ole in Delta State, sacks of stolen crude were discovered before it was sold to their customers who run their businesses in locations such as these in Odua River State. This here was discovered in Ogbia, Bayelsa State. Here, an artisanal refinery in operation is being destroyed. An aerial view gives a better picture of one of the contraptions used in fueling crude oil theft in Nigeria. In Otuasiga, Bayelsa State, Asari Toru and Anyo in River State, illegal refining businesses are brought to a halt. In the past week, 45 illegal refineries were discovered, while 6 cases of oil spills were recorded in several locations in River State and Imo State. In Patani, in Warri Delta State, a truck carrying stolen crude was seized. Other vehicles conveying stolen crude were also seized in several locations, like this one in Imo State. A total of 15 vehicles conveying stolen crude and illegally refined products were arrested this week. 8 of these incidents were recorded in the deep blue water. 17 of these incidents were recorded in the western region of the Niger Delta. 41 were recorded in the central region, while 50 took place in the eastern part of the Niger Delta's oil-producing region. For NNPC Limited, there is no backing down on the war on crude oil theft until the menace is eradicated for good.
A few days ago, the federal government approved the establishment of the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative. The aim is to ease the impact of fuel subsidy removal on the citizens by reducing energy costs. For a clearer understanding of this initiative and the benefits of CNG usage as alternative fuel, let's bring back this exclusive interview we had with the Managing Director of Netco Gas Limited, Nagendra Verma. Now, 26 years after the government first introduced or proposed CNG as automotive fuel in Nigeria, it would seem like the campaign has now reached fever pitch. And I'm imagining that Netco, your company, has a lot to do to meet the growing demand. How is your company handling this campaign?
We extend our heartfelt thanks to NNPC Limited and the federal government of Nigeria for entrusting Netco Gas and supporting Netco Gas in this unwavering experience of Netco Gas in auto CNG. And We, having experience of almost 14 years of auto CNG in Nigeria, presently operating around 14 CNG stations, and we have converted around 7,000 vehicles. So we feel that with the partnership with NNPC, with the support of NNPC and everyone, this project will be done at a very faster pace, and it will give relief to the citizens of Nigeria.
Well, so much has been said in the last couple of days about this partnership with NNPC Limited. And, one would imagine that so much has been put into this. So could you throw more light on some of the details of this partnership and perhaps the main objective behind it?
Like we all know, NNPC is the biggest or the only biggest oil and gas service provider in this country. And the presence of NNPC is in every nook and cranny of Nigeria. On the other hand, NNPC has the wide pipeline gas infrastructure, which becomes the backbone for the auto CNG stations.
Right.
So this natural gas pipeline will support the installation of CNG stations from where the gas will be taken. Secondly, NNPC through its other subsidiary NNPC Retail has the wide infrastructure network of retailing of liquid fuels. So the partnership, what we feel that with the support of NNPC and the gas pipeline infrastructure and the downstream retail network will support the auto gas CNG station at much faster pace to meet the timelines, and will be much economical having the infrastructure already in place.
Well, in terms of affordability, when you compare the cost of CNG with the current price of PMS, do you think that it is much cheaper to go on CNG? And I mean, how can you continue to sustain this position?
Like Netco Gas is distributing CNG since 2009. But Netco Gas considered as a project of national importance as a service to society. So we never felt that it is a business which will make money, and we were continuing doing this with you can say minimal or no profit in the auto CNG business specifically, because auto CNG business is not meant for making profit. Auto CNG is to support masses, to support country, to provide service to the country. There are other business verticals which compensate the losses or the no profit in the auto CNG business, like supply of gas to industries through pipeline or through CNG mode, that compensates this. In current scenario, if we consider the price of PMS specifically in Abuja is around 620 naira per liter. However, the price of CNG what we are selling presently in naira for cars is 230 naira per SCM. On the other end, the price of AGO is around 850. The price of CNG for the vehicles which use AGO is around in Abuja is 290 naira per SCM. So if we compare it with AGO or PMS petrol or diesel, the price of CNG for the different sector of vehicles is approximately 35% of the current PMS or AGO price.
Well, we cannot talk about affordability without talking about availability. And I want to believe that these are issues that you've addressed in your partnership with NNPC Limited. So tell us how extensive distribution is going to be, and perhaps the strategic locations where you're going to be having your auto gas stations for supply.
Rightly said that there is no shortage of gas in Nigeria. Abundant gas is available. Yes, there are constraints in the infrastructure for transportation of gas. Fortunately, like the pipelines are available in south and southwest of Nigeria. Ajakuta pipeline is also progressing, and sooner it will provide. The basic requirement for CNG is that how does CNG works? CNG is basically taking gas from the pipeline and compressing it to 200 bar for automobile use. That compression is only required to store more gas in a specific size of a cylinder. That is the only purpose. The form of CNG always remains gaseous. So for that purpose, we need to install mother stations at the locations where the pipelines are there. So presently we have 4 mother stations which are already existing and already operating. But in this current plan and current partnership with the NNPC, we will be extending 35 CNG stations. Out of these, 3 CNG stations will be mother CNG stations. And these 3 CNG stations plus existing 4 CNG stations will take care to cater to the other daughter and daughter booster stations. Daughter and daughter booster transportation of gas goes through a CNG cascade, jumbo cascade. We fill the gas in the cascade for around 250 bar, and then we transport. The limitation factor in that, if we take it too far from the mother station, then the economics does not work. So almost 20 states, 20 states, Abuja FCT will be having CNG by way of compressed natural gas, and other states will be having CNG by way of liquefied natural gas, which other companies like us are also working, and NNPC is on top of it.
In terms of safety considerations, would you consider CNG a much better option than petrol? And, tell us exactly some of the safety precautions that one needs to take when you have to use CNG.
Like CNG is also a hydrocarbon, same value chain, same petroleum product. So any petroleum product, any hydrocarbon needs to be handled carefully. Right. That is the first move. Even if we say that the electricity is safe, no, electricity is also dangerous if not handled properly. So even petrol, CNG or LPG needs to be handled carefully. Yes, but for CNG is having some inherent advantages in terms of the properties of that. Like CNG is lighter than air. In case of any leakage, CNG goes up and disperses in the air. It does not form a flammable cloud on the bottom of where the chances of a spark are there. Second thing, like the CNG, the natural gas has a property, because CNG is nothing a compressed natural gas. Natural gas is having a very low flammability range. The flammability range is between 5 to 15%. That's all. Means neither the rich mixture nor the lean mixture will burn if the air to natural gas composition varies beyond 5 to 15%. That gives an added safety advantage.
Well, we understand, of course, that the overall goal really is for a cleaner environment. But tell us how CNG can help us reduce carbon emissions in the country and protect the environment.
So natural gas is eco-friendly, and the carbon footprints are drastically reduced by use of natural gas, and it is environment-friendly fuel. Rather, in some of the countries, whatever project you do for natural gas, you don't require to take environmental clearance, because in their policies, in their guidelines, they declared natural gas project as a green project. So for any green project, environmental clearance or this environment impact study is not required.
It's time for a short break, but when Energy and You returns, we'll get to hear from motorists on the advantages of using CNG. Stay with us.
What do we do at NNPC? Since inception as the National Oil Company of Nigeria, our mandate has been to serve the nation by regulating the oil and gas sector and meeting the energy needs of over 200 million people. Over the years, we have invested in tomorrow's leaders and contributed to the development of communities across the nation. We have grown a network of over 500 service stations. We are the driving force behind the constantly growing Nigerian economy. With an efficient distribution network servicing all parts of the country, we ensure the highest quality standards in our crude refining processes. Nigeria boasts of immense oil and gas reserves which we explore in commercial quantities, providing endless opportunities for economic development. As we drilled for oil, we discovered vast amounts of gas, up to 200 trillion scf. By harnessing gas, we have reduced gas flaring and invested in liquefaction plants, shipping gas across the globe. Our energy footprint is remarkable. We supply gas to the domestic market for power generation, reaching all across Nigeria, powering everything, anywhere, and everywhere. NNPC, energy for today, energy for tomorrow.
You're watching Energy and You. The federal government has demonstrated its commitment to alleviating the pains of Nigerians with the introduction of compressed natural gas as an alternative to premium motor spirits, commonly known as petrol. The move by government will not only boost infrastructure development in the country, it will also reduce cost burden and over-reliance on petrol as transportation fuel. Energy and You stepped out to hear from Nigerians who are already using CNG to power their vehicles.
With the CNG, you actually have like a zero emission in your engine. Your engine will actually have higher efficiency because there's no soot in your engine anymore. So there's nothing like your carbon soot on the heads of your plugs. So you have like total efficiency. Your car has maximum performance. people have this fear of the CNG trying to have like explosion and whatnot. No, as an engineer, I have actually had time to understand the strength of the materials that have been used in the process. So I can actually guarantee you that the cylinder behind my car is 100% perfect when it comes to the nature or the strength of the material. So no issue of anything like explosion. Nigerians need to move from where they are to the next level of innovation.
I'm a boat driver, an Uber driver. Ever since I started CNG, that pressure is no longer there. Like pressure to remit, pressure to do other things like in terms of fueling. Usually I buy fuel 17,000 daily, sometimes twice in a day. It takes me not up to 2 days. But with the coming of CNG right now, I buy CNG for 3,400 and it takes me for 6 hours. That's 160 kilometers. So you can see the differences between the CNG money and that of the fueling. So now I can at least have a rest of mind. I can save.
CNG is good. It's better than fuel. Assuming if you can use 60,000 on petrol for a week, for CNG you can use 12,000 naira for a week. So 100% sure CNG is good.
Anyone who is willing to convert his or her car into CNG, you won't regret or whatsoever. No matter how much you convert your car, within a month, you will recover your money.
Rewarding excellence in the discharge of duties, NNPC Limited brings together its task force for a befitting recognition for hard work in the front lines of the battle against crude oil theft. Take a look.
The event provided an avenue to recognize and commend critical partners that have continued to make remarkable contributions towards entrenching energy security and deepening transparency and accountability in the downstream sector. Speaking at the event, the Group CEO NNPC Limited, Mr. Mele Kyari, noted that the collective commitment of NNPC Limited and other critical agencies, particularly the selfless service of the Operation White team, have helped to restore sanity to energy security in the country.
And bringing Operation White on board, changed the game. Because first, we have clarity around data and information. We know where the incidences happen. We have an intervention protocol where appropriate agencies of government can react, and they do react. And also within the company that we do know where our problems are. And we will continue to engage to ensure that we resolve the several cycles of fuel queue challenges that we face in the company over the last many years. And I must say that the collaboration between NNPC, the NMDPRA, the Department of State Service, the Customs, the EFCC, and very many other agencies of government, too many to mention here, but clearly involved in the entire value chain of making sure that we bring sanity to our business and to our country.
The Executive Vice President Downstream NNPC Limited, Engineer Adeyemi Adetunji, attributed the free flow of petroleum product supply across the country to the Operation White team.
All stakeholders were involved and were able to alleviate the sufferings, even when we have those skills of Nigerians, and able to access PMS. We're able to tell you today that the subsidy on petroleum on PMS has been removed, and we now have a new lease of life.
The highlight of the event was the presentation of commendation letters by NNPC Group CEO Mr. Mele Kyari to member agencies such as the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, the Department of State Security, the Nigeria Customs Service, and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, amongst others, for their unwavering support and dedication to Operation White's project. The recognition was to appreciate and encourage them to put in more effort in eliminating sharp practices in the distribution of petroleum products in the country.
And that's our show today. Many thanks for sharing your time with us. You can catch up on all episodes of Energy and You by scanning the QR code on your screen now. Do remember to follow us on all our social media handles to keep the conversation going. Keep a date with us same time next week. I'm Egusa Egumbo. See you again.